July 9, 2019. On this day, New Zealand ended India's campaign at the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup as they defeated Men in Blue by 18 runs in the first semi-final at Old Trafford in a match spread over 28 hours and 24 minutes. Unsurprisingly, it contained some of the most defining features of this World Cup, namely rain, enough of it to force the match into a reserve day. Chasing a modest score of 240, India faced a disastrous start with 3 crucial wickets falling for 5 runs. All Indians were hopeless of victory as the middle-order batsmen too struggled. But one man gave hope that India might win by not giving up and played a fighting knock that night. Despite his heroics, India fell short by 18 runs and the defeat led to a heartbreak to several Indian fans. I am sure you know who I am speaking about. He was once the #1 ODI bowler by ICC and is among the best all-rounders of the world. One of India's most underrated players who also holds 3 triple centuries in the domestic circuit. One of India's best fielders in recent times. And how can we forget his famous sword celebration? This man is not just serious, he is also funny that he appeals for even a bowled wicket. He is none other Sir Jadeja. Born in a rich Rajput ancestry and lineage, yet, lived his life in poverty. Let's see the struggle-filled life story of him in this video. And without further ado, let's begin the video. Our story begins on 6th of December 1988 in the city of Jamnagar in Gujarat when a watchman named Anirudh Singh Jadeja and now late Lata Jadeja gave birth to a beautiful boy whom they named Ravindra Singh Jadeja. Before going on further, let me tell you that Jadeja's grandparents were born in a royal Rajput family. But after India's independence, their properties were taken by the government. Without any other option, his dad, for whom everyone in the town greeted, had turned into a watchman who greeted everybody in town. To manage the family with 3 children, Jadeja's mom too went to work. No woman in the Rajput family had to work. But without another option, Jadeja's mom went to work. Needless to say, Jadeja grew up without much money and spent his childhood in a one-roomed house. But cricket has no disparities. All children, poor or rich, played it. Similarly, Jadeja too played the sport since his childhood. But Jadeja used playing cricket as an excuse to escape from odd home chores his parents had assigned him to do. Through this, Jadeja hardly played cricket twice a month, but wasn't interested in the game much. One day, Jadeja was sleeping on his mom's arms. Suddenly, he got up and started walking. Not simply walking, he was walking while sleeping. This habit of sleepwalking continued for weeks. Jadeja's mom tried her best to consult every doctor she could, but none were successful. But one doctor advised Jadeja's mom to let Jadeja play outside under the boiling sun. The tiredness caused due to the heat would make Jadeja fall into a deep sleep and might prevent sleepwalking. Therefore, a 9-year-old Jadeja was sent to play cricket at least for an hour and a half every day. Unfortunately, there weren't people of his age group there. All of them were above the age of 18. Needless to say, Jadeja didn't get chance to bat nor bowl. He only was kept for fielding for both teams. At one stage, he went to his parents and told angrily that he was not going to play with those people anymore. But his parents knew that Jadeja didn't walk while sleeping since the day he went to play. So, they took Jadeja to a personal trainer. That's when a life-changing person and trainer, namely Mahendra Singh Chauhan, entered Jadeja's life. He was not a qualified coach, but he is a strict disciplinarian with unique methods. To teach spinners flight, for example, he makes a boy stand in the middle of the pitch and asks the bowlers to bowl over his head. Jadeja took his steps to the trainer thinking that he would get chances to bat and bowl online gully cricket. But again the same problem followed. The trainer started Jadeja's lessons with fielding. But this time Jadeja took it seriously. Never did he know that this decision of focusing on his fielding would make him one of India's best fielders and also the best in run-outs. For almost 6 to 9 months, his coach made everyone work on only fielding and physical fitness. But he is not a simple and calm man as you think. He was an ex-police officer and he used to unleash his wrath and rain blows on someone who comes late, for those who wander around, for those who keep looking outside and for few others. And the boy who got the most beatings from the trainer was none other than our Sir Jadeja. Also, he used to give several punishments to students, but all of them were related to cricket. The punishments would be like face 100 balls, bowl 20 overs continuously, hit 30 direct hits and many others. Slowly after fielding sessions, Jadeja also started his batting and bowling sessions. Years went by and Jadeja slowly developed his skills. At his age of 13, one day, Jadeja's trainer took all members of his center to play a friendly tournament and they all reached their place at night and decided to take rest that night before playing the game the following day. That night, as usual, Jadeja started walking while sleeping. His trainer noticed this and gave Jadeja a huge blow. Since then, Jadeja never walked while sleeping. The trainer accomplished something in one blow which his parents couldn't do in 4 years. Jadeja went to sleep and on the next day, Jadeja and his mates played their first tournament. In the first over he bowled, Jadeja leaked lots of runs. In the next over, even more runs. After these 2 expensive overs, Jadeja's trainer entered the pitch like a water boy and gave Jadeja a few tight slaps. He said Jadeja that it doesn't matter how many wickets he takes, but how less runs he concedes. That day, Jadeja developed his own unique style of bowling which he uses till date. In that match, Jadeja gave a comeback after 2 expensive overs by bowling several economical ones and taking 5 wickets and even won the Man of the Match award for the game though his team lost it. This is helping Jadeja even today to bowl overs without leaking too much runs. Back to the tournament, Jadeja's team didn't win even a single game, but their fielding was exceptional. Exactly when Jadeja was afraid that his trainer would scold him, the trainer appreciated everyone for their brilliant fielding. Because he focused on the process, not the results. Days and training went by for a few months and Jadeja decided that he wanted to become a cricketer in the future and trained hard. Days went by and exactly one evening in 2005, his mom came weeping back home. She cried saying that a stranger on the bus had misbehaved with her. She hugged Jadeja and told him please play well and buy a private car for our family. Since then, Jadeja took training with even more effort each day. But disaster struck in 6 months. Jadeja experienced something no one would ever wish to happen. The mom who hugged him before 6 months was no longer alive to hug him again. This pushed Jadeja into depression. Jadeja didn't play cricket for weeks since his mom passed away due to mental depression. But one of his sister went to Jadeja and told him that all his mom expected from Jadeja was to play for India in national colours. Because of this one statement, Jadeja went to play cricket again. And the rest, as we know, is history. Jadeja was given a chance to play in the 2006 Under-19 World Cup at Sri Lanka where he featured with players like Aaron Finch, Ben Cutting, David Warner, Shakib Al Hassan, Mushfiqur Rahim, Moeen Ali, Rohit Sharma, Cheteshwar Pujara, Owen Morgan, Martin Guptill, Tim Southey, Colin Munro, Sarfraz Ahmed, Angelo Matthews, Visera Pereira, Kieran Pollard, etc. In the final of that tournament, India was unable to chase a target of 109 and collapsed, eventually leading to Pakistan lifting the trophy. Though Jadeja had an average season, he was the only member of the 2006 Under-19 Indian squad to win an Under-19 World Cup. No, he didn't play for some other country. In simple words, Jadeja was again given a chance at the Under-19 level to play in the 2008 Under-19 World Cup at Malaysia as a vice-captain in a tournament which featured cricketers like Virat Kohli, Siddharth Kaul, Saurabh Tiwari, Stephen Smith, Marcus Stoinis, Josh Hazlewood, Chris Wokes, Ravine Williamson, Corey Anderson, Trent Boult, Tim Southey, Reza Hendricks, Wayne Parnell, J.J. Smuts, Dinesh Chandimal etc. But he was not a typical all-rounder during the 2008 Under-19 World Cup tenure as the 2008 team's vice-captain. Though he registered stellar performances with the ball, he barely got a chance to bat in the 6 Indian games. He took as many as 10 wickets with an average of 13.20, finishing as one of India's best bowlers of the tournament. On the same year, what was said to have brought revolution to the world of T20 cricket, namely the Indian Premier League, was started. Here, Jadeja was picked up by a Shane Warne-led Rajasthan Royals. It is a proud moment for every cricketer to play alongside world-class cricketers. But at the same time, it is also a scary experience. The same was the case for Jadeja. When he went to his coach and told about his fear, his coach threatened to slap him. He told Jadeja that when you were 9 years old, you played with people double the age as you. If you can do that, why can't you do this time? Maintain your swag and don't be afraid of anyone, whomever it can be. Hearing these words, Jadeja went to play with sunglasses so as to prevent others from sensing his fear. One day in the Rajasthan Royals camp, legendary bowler and king of spin captain Shane Warne came to meet all his teammates. That time, everyone stood up and greeted him with respect. But Jadeja didn't bother to stand up. When Warne asked Jadeja why he didn't stand up, Jadeja gave an answer with an innocent face, saying that his coach advised him not to be scared of anyone, whoever it may be. Warne liked this innocent answer and became close to Jadeja. He also taught Jadeja several lessons on spin bowling and also included him in the playing 11, and Jadeja played a key role in the season. After that season Rajasthan Royals had become the champions. Warne said about Jadeja that a rock star was in the making. As per his words, Jadeja played exceptionally in the following Ranji Trophy. On February 2009, the doors of Indian cricket team opened for Jadeja in an ODI match against Sri Lanka, where Jadeja scored 60 runs on his debut and showed sparks of himself turning into an unstoppable wildfire in the future. In 2 days after the game, Jadeja made his T20I debut as well. After several good performances in national colours and in the 2009 IPL, he was indicted into the 2009 T20 World Cup squad. But this World Cup wasn't what Jadeja expected. In the match against England, India was chasing a modest total of 154. Thanks to Dhoni, Yuvraj Singh, and Yusuf Pathan, India came close to the target. But Jadeja's slow innings of 25 runs and 35 balls led to India's defeat by just 3 runs and eventually led India to be eliminated from the tournament. Several critics trolled him since then. But to shut the mouth of haters, you need to do something extraordinary. When Jadeja was about to do something extraordinary in the 2010 IPL, he received another blow. He was suspended from playing the tournament for 1 year due to a controversy against him by media. I am not going to say what it is because this channel and this video is just for motivation and to spread positivity. Back to Jadeja's life. He didn't receive a call-up for the 2011 World Cup following his poor 2009 T20 World Cup season and suspension from the 2010 IPL. Needless to say, 2011 was the worst year for Jadeja. To make things worse, he was sold to a new IPL franchise named Kochi Tuskers Kerala, and he couldn't give good performances there as well. But we all know, life gives everyone its second chance. In case of Jadeja, the second chance was called 2012. In the second T20 against Australian tour in February 2012, Jadeja had effected 2 run-outs which led India to win the game, and Jadeja was named the man of the match for his fielding effort. Then the Ranji Trophy of the same year was when he scored 2 300-plus scores in 4 matches in the form of 303 not out against Gujarat and 331 and against Railways. Since he had already scored a triple century against Orissa the previous season, his tally of triple centuries added up to 3. At the age of 23, Jadeja hit 3 triple centuries to become a part of an elite list. And that was being the 8th player in history and the first Indian player to score 3 first-class triple centuries, joining legendary batsmen like Sir Don Bradman, Brian Lara, Mike Hussey and few others. After this, IPL auctions were held and Chennai Super Kings and Deccan Chargers were involved in a fierce bid to buy him. In the end, He was bought by Chennai Super Kings for almost 10 crore rupees and became the joint most expensive player of that auction, and it turned out to be a pretty good season for him. His 2012 positives didn't end there. He also received a call-up for the Test side the same year. Remember that he made his ODI and T20I debuts 2 days apart? But it took him more than 4 years to make a Test debut. But the selectors then wouldn't have known that Jadeja will be ruling the Test bowler charts and rankings in a few more years. Back to his debut, he bowled 70 overs in his first match. Generally debutants bowl no more than 40 overs as they won't be adapted to the 5-day game. Imagine how worthy bowler he is to bowl 70 overs on his debut match. After his impressive spells, he was named in the Indian squad for the 2013 Champions Trophy which India won. Here too, his incredible spells proved to be useful for India as Jadeja topped the list of leading wicket-takers and went on to win the Golden Ball for his performances. In the same year, he brought fame to India by achieving a Herculean goal of topping the ICC bowlers rankings and became the first Indian bowler since Anil Kumble to top the rankings in ODIs, and also became the 4th Indian bowler to do so after Kapil Dev, Maninder Singh and Kumble. 4 years later, he rose to the number 1 spot in the Test bowlers ranking and also became the number 1 all-rounder in the longer format. After this, his contributions in India's 4-0 Test series win over Australia in 2013 rewarded him praises all over the media, and Little Master Gavaskar called him one of the architects of the win. Jadeja's dominance over Michael Clarke by dismissing him 5 times in 4 matches was also praised in the media. From then on, there was no stop for Jadeja. He is first a fielder, then a bowler and finally a batsman. You can't get a safer pair of hands than him. Wherever he is, no matter how long it is, his direct hits never miss the stumps. There can't be a cleverer bowler than him. Because he hardly thinks of all strategies in a split second and bowls 1 complete over without even people could notice it. 1 complete over in less than 250 seconds without spending a long time on planning, and that too with a low economy. Jadeja scored his maiden Test 50 on July 20, 2014. Playing against England and saving the match for India, who were struggling at 235 sevenths. He made 68 runs from just 57 balls. His partnership of 99 with Bhuvi helped India set England a target of 319. Jadeja was selected for the 2015 Cricket World Cup in Australia and New Zealand despite not being fully fit due to a shoulder injury. He had an average season, taking 9 wickets in 8 games, and with the bat was also modest, scoring just 57 runs from 5 innings. After his poor performance in the next ODI series in Bangladesh, he was dropped from the Indian team. But Jadeja returned strongly in the next Ranji season at 2015-16, where he picked up 38 wickets from 4 games and 215 runs, including 3 50-plus scores. His strong performances were rewarded with selection for the Indian Test side facing South Africa at home. Jadeja helped his team achieve victory by taking 23 wickets in 4 games. He scored 109 runs in the series, which included crucial knocks lower down the order, and was included in Indian limited overs side touring Australia to play 5 ODIs and 3 T20s. In ODIs, Jadeja bowled economically in a series where more than 3,000 runs were scored in 5 matches. He took 3 wickets at an economy rate of 5.35. He was the 2nd highest wicket-taker in T20s, picking up 5 wickets in 3 games. In the second game of the series, Jadeja took a blinder off his own bowling to get the important wicket of Shane Watson, and he also ran Aaron Finch out, who was batting on 74 at that moment. He featured in all 4 tests against the visiting Australian side. He bagged 25 wickets and made 2 handy half-centuries down the order, which earned him the Player of the Match as well as the Player of the Series award in the 2017 series. He, along with Ashwin, became the first pair of spinners to be jointly ranked number 1 bowler in ICC Test rankings history. On August 5, 2017, Jadeja became the fastest left-arm bowler to reach 150 wickets in terms of number of tests played. But one miscommunication to inform Hardik Pandya in the 2017 Champions Trophy final against Pakistan had led to lots of haters against him, saying that if Pandya hadn't been run out, India would have won the match. On 5 October 2018, he scored his first century in Tests, and in March 2019, during the second ODI against Australia, Jadeja became the third cricketer for India to score 2,000 runs and take 150 wickets in ODIs. In April 2019, he was named an India squad for the 2019 Cricket World Cup. Though he was not included in most matches, he was selected in the playing 11 for the crucial semi-finals. Here, he played an incredible innings under pressure and gave hope to every Indian that they might win the match. Even people who trolled him for his 2017 Champions Trophy miscommunication prayed for him not to get out. Though his knock went in vain, he gave a shutting reply to one of his major critics who called him bits and pieces player. I don't want to name him, but you can see his name on the screen. I don't know why, but that person is always against Jadeja. But sometimes the anger to prove the haters wrong also keeps you moving. This happened in the first T20 against Australia a couple of days ago too. When Indian fans expected 120 on the board following the terrible start, Sir Jadeja came to the rescue and hit 43 runs off 23 balls and helped India post a total of 161, which nobody could have imagined. Focusing into his IPL career, he was bought by Chennai Super Kings in 2012 and played for 2 years in between for Gujarat Lions. No wonder his economical spin bowling has earned him the reputation of one of India's best spin bowlers. While playing for CSK in 2015, he put in a fine spin bowling performance in Chennai on the occasion of Mother's Day. And also last year, Steve Smith was the 100th victim of Jadeja's bowling with a best bowling figure of 5 for 16. One of his most memorable moments of his Test career came at his fortress named Chennai in the 5th Test England in 2017. Yes, the same match where Karun Nair hit his triple century. In the course of that celebration, we forgot another man who was responsible for India's victory. As you might have guessed, it is Sir Jadeja. When English openers Sir Alistair Cook and Keaton Jennings were playing fabulous innings, India was struggling to take wickets. But Captain Kohli didn't have to stress himself. Because there was this man named Ravindra Jadeja. In the 40th over, Jadeja started his hunt by dismissing Cook. From there on, Jadeja started rummaging around with no batsman ready to hit runs off his bowling. He dismissed key players like Ben Stokes, Joe Root and the in-form Moeen Ali, and went on to take his career best bowling figures of 7 for 48 in an innings. Also in one match at Rajkot, he made his mom's words come true. He bought an own luxury car using the money he earned while playing for India and went to the hospital where his mom left her last breath and said softly, "Mom, I have made your dream come true. Now, I am going to play my next match and succeed in national colors." As per his words, Jadeja has proved himself in the international arena. From getting slapped by his coach for discipline to being the best all-rounder for India in cricket, Ravindra Jadeja has come a long way. And we hope to see more of his heroics in the years to come. Focusing on his personal life, he married Driva Solanki on April 17, 2016, and the couple has a daughter named Nidiana, who was born in 2017. What we can learn from Sir Jadu's life is that even the smallest moments of your life come to be useful someday if we take it seriously. This is because during his training days, Jadeja didn't like fielding and run-out trainings, yet took them seriously. And today, that training has paid off by making him take king of direct hits. So, you won't understand the value of a moment till it becomes a memory. With this thought, I would like to end today's video. Till then, goodbye.